This is Francine here with my channel, the Hermetic Herald, and I'm here for a reading. It's going to be likely, actually not a reading. It's not going to be strictly that. It's going to be more so a conversation with you guys. So I'm feeling really strongly that I need to take out my archetype cards for you guys. So let's get that. So I'm here. Hi guys. I'm here to be candid and open with you guys, to kind of channel as I go as well, because I feel like this is something that commonly or is likely happening right now in the collective. I feel like we're all so connected that we can tell when something's going on or when something's off. If you guys are feeling like there is some shadow work that has come to your attention at this time, whenever you see this, I am doing this currently on September 12th, 2024. And so I just feel like this sense of just frustration, okay? Frustration at attributes that I seem to experience or attract in my life that I am going to talk about a bit more in detail. So I'm not a very talkative person online. I'm very private with my information, very private, or at least up until this point. I really try to maintain my privacy and to focus in on what other people need, right? What does the collective need to talk about or address or see? What do I need to do to help this person in a personal reading and such? So I'm used to kind of being able to separate myself in a sense to address a topic or to address someone else's needs, but I can't, I just really don't feel like that's everything. This channel is not meant to be just about tarot readings. I feel like it's meant to be a heart-to-heart to people that resonate with me and resonate with my content. So yeah, I've just been going through some shadow work, going through lifetimes of experiences with specific people. I needed to say that again. The specific people in my life, and if you relate, please feel free to share. But I just feel this sense of like frustration at the fact that every single person you meet has a perception of you. You can't change it. You can't change the reality that one person who met you at one point in life is going to look at you differently than the other person who met you at one point in your life. So for instance, you knew someone in high school, right? They knew you as that person. That was likely where you left it. If you left high school and graduated and moved on and didn't see them for like 10, 15 years, that person's perception of you would be very different than the perception of someone that you know as a 20-year-old in college, or as a 30-year-old with a child on the way, or something like that. It's very distinct, the times and the seasons that we go through. And not many people, I mean, it's beautiful when you meet someone who has a friendship going on for 20 years since they were little kids, or 50 years, you know, you're like, okay, that person has seen them in many different areas or stages in life, okay? So I just want you guys to just take a moment to sit with me, okay? If you guys have the time, feel free to grab something to drink, to sit with me as I talk through this. I am just kind of voicing some thoughts and kind of throwing them out so that people that have these thoughts can really like voice them with me. Like, I used to be really frustrated and take a lot of things personally when it came to people. So growing up, I gravitated towards making people happy. You would call people that feel the need to validate others or to make them feel good or to make them feel comfortable as more of a people-pleasing type energy. I was accustomed to doing that a lot growing up. I knew and I could sense when I needed to fine tune how I approached people, how I talked to people, how I was around people, shifting what parts of my personality they appealed to more and what parts they didn't like. I would kind of scrap, and I would try to like really try to like meet them where they're at, but taking and replacing parts and aspects of what makes me myself. So it's really it's just really frustrating to kind of like to carry that with you, you know. It gets really tiring, and there's a point where you come to that understanding that you can't do that. It's not fair to you as an individual to try to shift and change and be what everyone else would want you to be at any given time. It's very, very, very exhausting. Very exhausting, right? And as an empath, I feel like I would feel and sense things off of people and think that it was me, that I was the cause of their anger, their frustration, their distaste, their anything that would be thrown in my way, in a sense where I'm in their field or in their vicinity. And I used to just take it personally. I'd be like, wow, they're mad. They're mad at me then, right? They're mad at the situation, but I'm not helping. Or it was like a very like unhealthy pattern and an unhealthy way of looking at the world. Always seeing like a negative response from someone as I did something, or they perceive me a certain way. And I can't control the perceptions of people, you know. And so if you feel like that, if you feel like you're finding it hard to connect to people outside, like let's say you're taking a walk, right? And you take a walk and then you end up like feeling this sense. There's some presence in here, by the way, that just came over. I don't want to scare anybody. Are you guys scared? I hope you're not scared, because if you're here like for a tarot channel, you know that our spirit teams are here. Someone just came over on this side and shifted everything. So when you take a walk out and you try to avoid looking at people, right? Because you have so many things going on in your mind. You don't really want to talk to anybody. You kind of want to just focus on what you need. Like you go out and you just kind of like try to zone out on people. I used to see the people that would zone out and the people that would avoid looking at me as not liking me intrinsically as a person. And it's really not like that. We all need our space. Sometimes we don't have the energy to commit to conversation with people, so we cold off, or we're anxious about talking to people. So it was just kind of like, it was really, really, really frustrating to deal with that in life. And so with connections, the same thing, you know, would occur where I would want a certain thing and the other party would want something differently, but we would be at like an impasse, or we wouldn't actually open up and say, hey, I actually don't like how this is going. I don't like what we're doing here because it's not making me feel comfortable, but you feel like it is. So just difficulties in relationships, frustrating situations in relationships, especially since we all have our own baggage to unpack in life. So I'm just dealing with baggage that I have to unpack that involves a lot of people, of reliance on people for validation, but then also feeling like I used to hold on to relationships that were not benefiting me, that were not good for me, because of some feeling it evoked in me, right? Made me feel wanted, made me feel like I was desired by someone, made me feel like validated. But in reality, it wasn't like, it wasn't, I wasn't being honored in that though, because I was taking what I could get and scavenging for some aspect of feelings, or some aspect of softness or care or devotion or something like that, or lust or anything like that, looking for that to kind of make me feel better. And when you realize, when you start like going into your journey of self-love and all of that, you start seeing how that doesn't cut it. Like that doesn't cut it at all. So anyways, all of that to say, guys, if you guys are feeling frustrated by a karmic relationship, karmic in the sense that it seems to come back, like it's like a boomerang. Like this person keeps coming around. Either you're thinking about this person, they're thinking about you, both of you guys are thinking of each other, but then it's only because you feel you're lacking something in your life. You feel like this person was someone that provided you something that really brought something out of you or brought something to you, and not seeing it within yourself. So you're looking externally for validation, you're looking externally for that feeling, you're searching for that feeling, right, that it evokes in you. But are you really looking at that person, or looking for that person for who they are? This is going back to that perception. You know, how you knew that person or what that person was like 4 years ago. Are they that same person? Because I'm pretty sure there's aspects that have shifted. Are you okay with that? Are you like on par with the core of a person, so that if they do change and go through different things in life, that you still love them for them versus for the way that they used to act? Versus for like what they used to drive versus what they used to do at work. Like, do you truly love or care for the people that you desire in your life, for them? Like for them, like just for them, if they had nothing else to their name but just that person's soul, like just being in their vicinity, would that be enough for you? A lot of people out there, I was gonna say in these streets, I feel like don't really know how to love somebody, because all they do is love the feeling someone gives them, or they love the physical aspect of someone's existence, or how they look, how they act, how they make them feel when they when they're intimate with them, or when they do different. It's like, do you then only love what you get out of a person, or do you actually care for the actual person? So I'm just feeling that frustration coming over me, more so from some other people in my life that seem to have an understanding or perception of me prior to tarot, or of me like in the beginning of my tarot and spiritual journey, but don't actually know or want to know me. Didn't know my birthday, didn't know any freaking thing about me, but somehow I'm still on their mind. Like that blows my mind, that some people could care less about you, the day you were born, could care less about what you do for a living, where you live, or like just the aspects of you that you chose, right? Or like that you pride yourself in. Like my birthday, I look forward to that every day, but every year, right? Most people look forward to that day of the year. They feel like that's their special day, right? Just feeling like this, like just people that I've had connections to karmically are just none the wiser to the people they hurt. And, you know, recognition of it on one end is important on your own end. Recognition of what your part was to play in everything that you did or didn't do, or didn't say or did say. There's something about reciprocity here, okay? There's something beautiful about the recognition and shadow work of my own actions and my own perceptions, and how they affected the trajectory of a relationship. Because a relationship takes two. It takes both parties. And now how they interact, it does depend on each of their journeys respectively. But yeah, I just wanted to vent to you guys, because I just am so tired of for those of you that really know me and care, or just feel like you came across this channel and you feel like I'm onto something that's helping you, or that you can relate to. I'm so tired of people telling me all of the great things about my physical appearance, or what I do for them physically, or whatever they like from me physically, but not actually anything spiritual or anything like that is on a soul level. Like it's so boring. So it just really irks me to just think about all of the physical all day, when in reality my whole purpose in my life path is the spiritual. Yeah. So if you're having that situation happen, ladies, like specifically the ladies, where you feel like every guy that you say you feel like you truly love, and you likely do, that you like have just a love for, like unconditional, like you just really love this person, and all they have to tell you is how good the sex was, or how good the physical interaction was, or how much they enjoyed what they got from you. That's how you know it's just not it. It's just not it, okay? It's just lackluster. It's nothing. It's chump change. Like that's like that you could just, you might as well just yeah, we have the child eternal. That's like an immature energy. That is not like that, the fullness of love. I don't even know if some people are even aware that they don't love anybody. Like they literally just, for the most part, don't love at all, because the capacity to love involves having a love for yourself, and actually like a depth. And I feel like child eternal is coming through for a reason. It's saying determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit. Ability to see things with fresh eyes. Something about the inner child, and there needing to be work on the inner child across the collective experience. I feel like so many of us need to do this. Open up to your inner child and hold on to them, and really like console them and tell them that it's okay, and that what you how you felt diminished in some way is not the reality anymore, and that that you are still, your inner child is still there, and that it's still powerful. It's still they're waiting for you. I feel like a lot of people are not aware of their inner child working, and how shadow work is helping to reveal aspects of who you are from the depths of your soul, and like what aspects of yourself are meant to shine. I mean, I'm even remembering like memories with a specific person of just like, of me like just letting myself go and just laughing and smiling or joking around, and this person took it personally because they themselves had issues. It's just like, for instance, everyone has their like shyness or level of like uncomfortability, and I wouldn't be aware of it unless it happened at least once, right? When it happens once and you see the person's uncomfortable, I would hope that you'd be aware and say, okay, this person's not about that. But when someone doesn't know you and is getting to know you, right, and then they like talk to you and say, hey, spit a verse or say something, and then you get so mad and heated about it, it tells me more about your need to open up to your inner child, and your need to just say, no, it's okay, and move on, and not get offended or personally take it as harshly as you did. There's just certain aspects of the experience where you can just say to somebody, no thank you, and move on, instead of looking around wildly and getting nervous. Like, just the confidence in yourself is something that comes through time. We all start somewhere, but just recognizing that some people are not willing to actually take that time right now when you think it's time. They likely will do it eventually, but you can't just sit around and wait for people to do something you're doing, or to go in the direction you're going, because that's their journey and that's their path. It's just so important to see the signs. And I'm looking back on things and thinking, wow. So if you guys are doing that, you're looking back on memories, you're saying, wow, I didn't think about this, I misconstrued that text, oh wow, I thought this person was really interested in me, but they actually weren't. They were just trying to get like something they want. It's crazy. It's crazy what pain and heartache will do to a person. It literally will literally cause disruption in its wake. Like every person they see from that moment on, that person is going to get hurt, because this person hasn't addressed their issues and their shadows and their traumas and triggers from like childhood. Mistrust of women, mistrust of men, mistrust of putting power in their hands, so you dangle it in front of them like a carrot so that you can get something out of them, and you make it this unequal exchange, 60-40, 70-30. You think that by putting not putting a label on something, that all of a sudden it makes it free. But in reality, you're confined because you already like put your time, your energy, your efforts, everything into this. So it's just guys, I just can't stand certain things in this day and age that we deal with regards to love. I just can't, I can't deal with it. I'm so thankful, like eternally grateful that I met my soulmate, that I met my current partner when I did, because my God, it's slim pickings out there. Like there is nobody equipped to acknowledge healthy romance for the most part. Everybody's toxic. Everybody's like, for the most part, most people are so overworked, overburdened, underpaid, and just unhappy as fuck. And what we do is we don't put time into this. We don't put time into relationships. So we just go out and have sex with people and then get a whole bunch of soul ties, and it's really frustrating. So this channel is definitely going to have some elements of going into karmic patterns, going into karmics, like just karmic relationships, going into soul regression. I do pick a cards, but I will also definitely touch base on this again. But yeah, the Hermit energy came through in the shadow as well, which is withdrawing from society out of fear. Some people withdraw out of fear, and I don't know, it's the protection, the efforts of protecting yourself when you're actually hurting yourself. It's like, I've been hurt so deeply, and now I must go within myself and ignore this pain. That's the part that's really painful to see, is to see someone struggle through isolating from the world energetically, like isolating from love, isolating from their own child inside, isolating from other people. It's just it's really difficult. And it says here, refusing to help those in need, refusing to help yourself, because honestly you just need time to cope, like just time to actually take it in. And this is a normal progression of life, but who wants to stay there? You know, like who wants to stay in hermit mode forever? The sun's beautiful. Going outside, I'm talking about the physical aspects, but I'm saying it spiritually. It's like being around people and community is a huge part of growing as a person. The people you spend time with, it matters who you spend time with. It matters who you engage with and who you spend most of your time with. Yeah, we're not meant to just stay in our own bubbles, you know. We are meant to have community, and the desire for community is there. Sometimes we don't know how to get there and how to get to those people, but I feel like putting yourself out like I am with this camera and literally talking to you about something that's frustrating me brings people and has them gravitate towards people like me that are going through the exact same thing. Just put yourself out there. I mean, that's all you can do, and see what happens. Worst thing you can do is get people commenting on it, and if they're commenting on it, they're spending their time and energy to give you a response. I mean, that's great. I mean, taking the time to type up something, I mean, you don't have to do that. So I feel like even if you get negative comments or feedback, at the end of the day, that person's opinion doesn't reflect anything on you. So it's just remembering that aspect of the experience, that what people's perceptions of you are is based on the little knowledge they have. And it doesn't even amount to the true amount of stuff that there is about you in this universe. Like no one, I don't know anyone that can truly know every aspect of you except you. So it's freeing to know that, like, if they don't gel with you, it's okay, because they're not actually meant to, or that they are dealing with their own traumas and triggers too, so they're not quite getting it. It's okay. Their perception will stay the same, and that is their perception, and if it hurts them, that's on them, right? So I really just hope that this video makes sense, because I am doing it impromptu, and it's just not expected of me to do this kind of thing. So please let me know what you think of videos like this. I might do more of these for myself, just because I need to be a human being. I'm not just a tarot reader. I I literally have a whole life outside of this. So if you would like to comment to tell me more about how you resonated with this message, please feel free to do so. But this is it for now. So I'll see you guys next time. You take care.